Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. It is pretty cool here. Literally cool. Like 69, 70 degrees. It's been a weird week for temperatures and allergies and all that stuff, but that's beside the point. Em is leaving me for like 10 days. And it's a planned trip. They were supposed to go last year and didn't get to go. It's a family trip. They did this in 2018, went to Mexico. This year they're going somewhere in the Caribbean. Um, and I, I'm fine, right? Like, I'm fine. Uh, the good news is that I'm fine, right? When M left for Mexico in 2018, for those of you who don't know, let's recap. M is my girlfriend. She's been in my life now for a little over 3 years. We have been officially, I guess, dating for 2.5 years. And she moved in here last. Well, she stayed here through the pandemic, but she officially moved here last summer, last fall. And my family fell apart in 2017. My ex and my kids moved out. We had a bunch of deaths in the family that year. I lost my job that year. A whole bunch of stuff went wrong in 2017. And I was alone for a while, and then M came into my life and started to make me think that maybe I could be normal at some point. And that's been my goal over the last 3 years, is to try to figure out how to live again and be normal and be myself and experience the joys that I once felt, because I wasn't feeling joy at that point in my life. And so she came into my life early in 2018. We started really being friendly, hanging out together in like April or May of 2018. So it's been 3 years. And a year after we started hanging out, she went to Mexico. And I can tell you, I was a bit of a wreck. Like, truthfully, when she left for Mexico, I was very apprehensive. I was nervous about what am I going to do with myself. I was sad. I was clingy. I was relying on M for my well-being, not necessarily because she cooks or cleans or does any of that stuff. In fact, I do the cooking. We both do the cleaning. We're a team, right? I didn't rely on her for any of my like basic needs. I relied on her for emotional stability because I still hadn't found it yet. I was still in shock from the previous year. And so her going away was in 2019 was it was a little touch and go for me, but I handled it. And the whole time she was there, I wanted to message her and stuff, and I couldn't, and I had to just accept it. But this year, here we are 3 years later, or well, it's 2 years since they went to Mexico. I'm fine. Like, it's good. Like, I'm excited for her. I'm really excited for her to come back and tell me all about their trip. I'm excited to hear about all the fun things that they did, which is mostly sit on the beach and read books and drink. That's about all they really do. It's a very relaxing adventure for her. In the meantime, I have a lot of projects that I want to get done, and I think that's part of the reason why I'm fine. Like, in 2019, when she left, I still didn't have a reason, right? Like, I had no goal. I have aspirations. I've always had aspirations. I have aspirations about my job, about my career path. I have goals for financial stability and that sort of stuff, but I didn't have a goal of a thing. I didn't have anything to look forward to every morning other than my work, my children, and my dog, and that was it. But now I have lots of things. I have the basement project. I've got a lot of work that I can get done over there while she's gone. I have the outside of the house. I need to do gutters. I need to do pressure washing. I might stain the deck. I have a whole lot of stuff out there that needs to get done. I have my book that I'm seriously, I keep saying it, but I'm for real this time super, super close to starting the rewrite on the book. I think I'm mentally ready for that. But first, I have the game design. And I'm really, really, really happy with the... I've decided that... I've been saying that I was going to start from where I had left off and try to play it that way and see how it worked. I scrapped that. I'm going to actually... I think I've got so many good ideas. I'm ready to try to beef it up a little bit and play the beefed up version, and just we don't even need to play the old version. So I've got all of these things to look forward to for the week, and it's not because suddenly I have free time because M's not here. That's not it at all. It's just a matter of there's something freeing about being self-sufficient for a while. Like, for instance, I cook. I just mentioned that I cook. And when there are people here, whether it's my children or whether it's or whether it's one of my friends, because when my friends come over, I tend to cook for them. That's a whole completely different mindset than cooking for myself. Because cooking for myself is usually I put some rice in a rice cooker and I heat up some beans, or I throw some hot dogs in a skillet for 5 minutes. You know, when I cook for myself, it's extremely simple little things. But cooking for somebody else is a whole endeavor. And I have to be prepared for that and think about that. When I cook for myself, it's like the most thoughtless cooking you could possibly think of. I don't do a whole lot of seasoning. I don't do a whole lot of ingredients. It's just the simplest meals I can throw together that are nutritional. And, you know, I don't want to eat like garbage. And so that actually frees up a whole lot of mental space. And it gives me time to reflect on things and focus on things that I need to focus on, like my work and you know, the game design or the house or whatever it is I need to focus on. I can just do that. And I don't have to be taken out of that mindset. All that is to say, I would much rather spend that time with them, but there's also, you know, a lot of treasure or a lot of good in being apart. And the things that she's going to go do with her family on this trip are things that I'm not really interested in doing, right? I don't want to sit on the beach and drink. That's not what I do. I'm not, and they're not getting trashed. They're just going to sit there and just have, you know, it's one of those like all-inclusive, bring me stuff and I read books. Like, that's not really, that doesn't sound super appealing to me. I would do it, and I would enjoy it. But if I was to go on a trip, that's not what I would do. It's not what I would choose, right? So it's going to be an interesting week. She leaves me early in the morning, and I will report in on how I'm doing each day, and maybe she'll get to watch it from down there. She probably will. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is furtive. It is an adjective meaning acting guilty of some misstep or possessing knowledge one would just as soon keep secret. For a while, the two stared at each other, Denison embarrassed, Celine almost furtive. Isaac Asimov, Russian-born American author and biochemist. Furtive, F-U-R-T-I-V-E. I do like furtive, good word. And I like it in the sense of acting guilty of some misstep. Like, you know you did something wrong and it shows.